Welcome back, my dear students. So today we are going to start with new unit, that is 2.1 poem Vocation by Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, let us start with the summary first. What do we mean by vocation? Here Rabindranath Tagore wants to tell us about different types of vocation which a child dreams about, and he thinks that in future he will become the same. Okay, that is, Vocation is a poem written by Rabindranath Tagore. It echoes child's ever changing dreams for the future. The search for a vocation in different vocation the child seems to think about it. Okay, as we have discussed earlier, that vocation means the different types of profession of the people. Okay, let us start with the paragraph. When the gong sounds 10 in the morning and I walk to school by a lane, every day I meet the hawker crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." There is nothing to hurry him on, there is no road he must take, no place he must go to, no time when he must come home. I wish I were a hawker spending my day in the road crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." When at 4 in the afternoon I come back from the school, here the child is telling about the profession where a man is selling a bangle. He doesn't have any worries, any tension of going home where his mother will shout that do this or that. Okay, so here the picture has been given where the man is selling the bangle and the child is giving his own feeling that I want to become a or adopt a profession of a hawker where a person can sell bangles without any worries, tension, no time to go here and there, nobody is going to tell him anything. So he loves this profession. Meanwhile, he go far away, there he sees the other person, that is the gardener. Let us see. I can see through the gate that the house, the gardener digging the ground. He does what he likes with his spade. Means he is just thinking the gardener is playing with his spade. He soils his clothes with dust. Nobody takes him to the task. Nobody is there to shout at him. If he gets baked in the sun or gets wet, I wish I were a gardener digging away at the garden with nobody to stop me from digging. Means the child is just thinking in the evening and my mother sends me to bed. Means the child is in so much worry that only the rules or regulations are there only for me, and these gardeners are enjoying playing in the soil. There is nobody to shout at them. They are burning in the sun full day playing in the soil. Nobody is shouting at them. So I like this profession. Again he changes his mind to be a gardener. See, the picture depicts how fascinatingly he is seeing the gardener that he wants to adopt this profession. Okay, next when he moves further he sees the other person's vocation, that is profession. I can see through my open window the watchman walking up and down. Means he is just thinking the watchman is playing, going upstairs and downstairs. The lane is dark and lonely, and the street lamp stands like a giant with one red eye in its head. The watchman swings his lantern and walks with his shadow at his side, and never once goes to bed in his life. Here, the small little child, okay, he is just thinking that I want to become a watchman and play with lantern at night. I wish I were a watchman walking the street all night, chasing the shadow with my lantern. Chasing the shadow, these words depict that he wants to enjoy, he wants to play. Such a beautiful poem written by Rabindranath Tagore. Just think, Rabindranath Tagore's imagination is so strong that he has written the child's feeling, the emotions, how lovely he has depicted the poem. Okay, so here the different types of profession has been written by Rabindranath Tagore, where he has shown a child wants to become the profession which he sees, which he found it very easy and enjoyable. Okay, now let us start with English warming up. That is, pick out the word that refers to means of living and fill them in the web. That is, means of living would be business, job, vocation, employment, entertainment, trade, hobby, mission, and profession. Okay, now next is the warming up, which could be using a good dictionary, find the shades of difference in the following. Profession refer to our hobby, vocation refer to work, business refers to success or profit, occupation refers to our power. Which of the following word phrases match in meaning to the underlined ones? Deserted, dirty is the clothing, exposed to heat, no particular route, following imaginary goals, scolds and correct. Here, nobody takes him to task as scolds and correct. If he gets baked in the sun, exposed to heat, chasing the shadow with my lantern, following imaginary goals. The lane is dark and lonely, deserted. He soils his clothes with dust, dirty is the clothing. There is no road he must take, no particular route. Okay. Now next is think and answer in your own word. What could be the age group of speaker in the poem? It's a young school going boy. Okay. What is the difference between a hawker and a shopkeeper? The difference between a hawker and a shopkeeper is that a hawker does not have a fixed shop. He goes from street to street selling his wares. A shopkeeper has a fixed shop and people who wants to buy his good must go to his shop. Next is how do parents react when they see children soil their clothes in the dust and heat? Of course, if the parents see the children soil their clothes in dust and heat, they scold and shout at them. Why is the street light compared to one red-eyed giant? The street light is very tall and has a single red light at the top, hence it is compared to red light heat. What exactly does the speaker in the poem crave for? He craves for hawker, gardener, watchman. Okay, actually he wanted to become all these things. Now next is, does the poet really wish to become a hawker, gardener, watchman? Justify your response. Of course, no. The poem doesn't be a hawker or gardener or a watchman. When he does crave jar, his freedom to do his heart desire, in the three professions mentioned in this poem, observes no restriction, deeply feels that should be allowed to lead him whatever he wants. Okay. Next is read the poem and filling the table. Morning in the lane, walking to school, selling bangles. Okay. Afternoon near the poet's house, walking home from school, digging the ground. That is gardener's activity. Night, the poet's home, watching the watchman from his bed, walking up and down the street, swinging his lantern. This is the watchman's activity. Hope you understood all the three different vocation and the activity of the. Next is, say why the speaker of the poem wished to be a hawker. The speaker in the poem feels that there is nothing to hurry the hawker has. No fixed road he must travel, no place that he must go, no time where he must have to get back home. He is so lucky he wishes to be a hawker. It means the speaker wants to be free and he wants to go wherever he wants. No restriction. Next is the gardener. The speaker in the poem sees that the gardener in the nearby house is digging the ground. He does what he likes with his spade. He is free to get his clothes soiled with mud, bake in the sun, get wet. No one will scold him. Hence he wishes to become a gardener where he is able to enjoy freedom in open space without any restriction. Next he wants to become a watchman. The speaker in his bed, through the open window, he can see the watchman walking up and down the dark and lonely street with a lantern in his hand. The speaker is resentful that he has to go to bed. He thinks that watchman never goes to bed in his life. Hence he wishes to become a watchman and enjoy the dark street at night, having fun chasing the shadow with his lantern. Next is pick out the lines that contain alliteration, simile, repetition and onomatopoeia. Remember children, in alliteration, if a sentence is given, you have to check out for the alphabets. If the first alphabets of each word is being repeated, we can say it is alliteration. First one, just check out. I can see through the gate the gardener digging the ground. Here, gate, gardener, ground. The letter G is repeated. Again, true, the T is repeated. So like the same way you can search for the other lines also. Next is simile. In simile we have to check out in a sentence like or as is there, and if the comparison is being done, then the sentence is called to be as simile. Okay, the street lamp is directly compared to a giant using the word like. Next is repetition. Repetition means the full word is being repeated. The word bangles, crystal bangle. Here the full word bangles is being repeated. That's why the sentence is called as repetition. Next is, some poets do not use uniformity in rhyming word, nor a steady rhythm. Such poems with no uniformity, rhyme, rhythm, length of lines are called free verse. Walt Whitman, Ezra Pound, T.S. Eliot, Rabindranath Tagore are some famous poets who have composed poems in free verse. Okay, let us see a quick glance at the poem. Vocation reveals the style used by Tagore as free verse. Okay, next is, what vocation, profession, business will you like to take up in future? Prepare a fact file for the same using the following points. Here we have to write the name of the vocation, educational qualification required, work profile or description of it, opportunity for advancement we have to put, and your personal skill, talents for the choice. Okay, so these all points, it's very necessary to prepare a fact file. Okay, now let us move forward to the next thing, that is, read and understand the poem Paper Boat and you write its paraphrase in your own simple language. You may take the help of dictionary or internet. The first line is done for you. Day after day, one after another, I sail paper boat on the streams of flowing water. Here in the textbook they have already given this paper boat where by using these all points we can frame our own wordings and we can make our own words. That is, paper boat. Day after day, one after another, I sail paper boat on the streams of flowing water. I write my name and name of my village on the boat in big paper, black letter. I hope that someone in some strange land will find them and know who I am. I fill my little boat with silly flowers and hope that these flowers which I have picked at dawn would be carried safely to the land in the night. I set my paper boat in motion and look up at sky. The little clouds have white bulging tails behind them that looks like a sail of a boat. I do not know if there is a young child like me up in the sky who wants to play with me and send his boat down through the air to race with my boat. The fairies who bring sleeps are sailing in them and they are filling the basket with dreams. So here was the paper boat given by me.